Hello there, welcome to Monkeytron Collective, and today's little video is all about this. This is the X-Shop Pro Fury X. These have just landed here in the UK. They've been teased for a long time. They're coming out after the kind of success of the Longshot Pro earlier this year, anyway, those blasters were hugely successful. Kind of really cheap price, really good entry-level blaster into the pro blasting line. But unfortunately, the blaster I've been sent here is a low power version. There was a thing when the X-Shot Longshot came out in the UK. Very quickly they started to take the powerful ones off the shelf and replace them with a much low power version, which only shot about 60, 70 FPS as opposed to the 140 FPS that the other ones were shooting. And this appears to be a low power version of this blaster as well, which is unfortunate. Quite a bit annoyed because I ordered this from Smith's Toys, and on the website they are clearly advertising the 140 FPS 14 plus blaster, but when this arrived it was the 8 plus blaster and the chronoed it at 65 FPS out the box, which for a short dart blaster is just crazy. I mean, it struggled to shoot the length of my hallway and hit the front door, which yeah, a bit crazy for a dedicated short dart blaster that's supposed to be pro performance to kind of be outclassed by literally every other blaster on the toy shelf out there. A bit of a strange decision. It's obviously a kind of legal decision, but yeah, a bit strange. Anyway, this is also very similar to the Longshot Pro X. Internally, the front end is very much the same, so it was really easy to take the front end off, take a couple of screws out and swap the spring over. So I put the spring from my Longshot into this one, and from there it's getting 125 FPS was the max I clocked, averaging about 120, so between 115 to 125 with the Longshot Pro spring, when it was literally a 5-minute job to swap it out. Has the same system with the 2 pins, and then there's a couple of screws here either side which hold the kind of slide mechanism for priming the blaster, and you just release them and the spring just swaps in and out, the exact same as the Longshot. The exact same as the Longshot Pro, really quick, simple spring swap. So yeah, I don't know whether we're going to see the more powerful versions of these in the UK or whether we're going to be stuck with these low power versions, but there are upgrade springs easily available from multiple different sellers. UK Northcore here in the UK sells them, and they're only a few pounds. So if you're in the market for a very compact short dart blaster, this is up there. I'll chuck some pictures up here of different comparisons to other blasters. Obviously with Longshot Pro, I compared it to a Spamf as well, and the Unicorn. They're kind of similar blasters, small compact short dart blasters hitting around the 1 joule mark. So I've compared it to them. Yeah, so it's obviously very similar in size to a Spamf, good bit smaller than a Unicorn and the Longshot Pro, and the muzzle and scar that came with the Longshot Pro slot straight into this as well. I didn't chrono it with that one because I didn't want to dirt the SPS down anymore. The seal on this isn't great out of the box as well, so I reckon if you redid the seal of that with the stronger spring, you'd probably get that up to the 140 FPS that the Longshot does, possibly. At least 130, 135 I reckon. And then yeah, whether it'll take the even stronger springs that can push the Longshot up to 200, who knows, but I'm not really interested in taking it to that far. I want to keep this sub 130 blaster for myself. I just want a really small, compact, short dart 130F blaster. And this is really good. I actually quite like the ergo. There's a few glaring design flaws which I'm really not sure about. So first off, there is no jam door whatsoever. So this back end is all completely sealed. It primes from the back here. Doesn't reveal any jam door. You can't get into it. If you get a jam, it's going to be a case of take the mag out and just try and get up there and release any jams. But because the pusher comes all the way back, it does open up in there, so ideally any jam darts are just going to fall out, hopefully. Push that forward again, you're ready to fire. It's got the same kind of ratchet prime that the Longshot Pro had. I'm probably going to remove that like I did in the Longshot. It just makes it a lot easier to use, in my opinion, anyway. We've got the exact same mag release here with the thumb, which I really love. I'm not a fan of bullpup blasters, but because of this thumb mag release, it's a real plus for bullpups in my mind, so you can just get that mag right dead quickly without having to worry about using the mag release in the back. There is a mag release in the back there as well, which is kind of very easy to actuate. And I did once while I was crawling on it, bump it against my shoulder, and the mag just fell out. So you keep an eye on that. It is Talon compatible, straight out of the box as well. Talon mags just fit straight in, which is good. Straight mag doesn't look as good as the bent mag, but yeah, it still works. So if you're ever invested in your Talon mags, you can pick this blaster up with no problem. The X-Shot mag, same as the other one. It came with the Longshot Pro, very cheap, very thin, bit rattly. I'm probably not going to use this. It's just going to get dumped in my spare mag box. I'm not going to use this. I'm just going to run it on the Talons. Other big glaring mistake is there's no sling point. There could easily be a sling point on the back here because it's such a small compact blaster. You could be using it as a secondary and just have it hanging somewhere, but there's no sling point anyway. So I don't know if you're going to have to get a rail mounted sling point on the top here or underneath, or you put it through the thumb hole stock there, but then that's going to get in the way because this is kind of tight here. It's big enough for adult hand, but there's not much space in there if you've got a sling point going around there as well. Also, I don't know why there's a rail up here on the slide where you have to grab the blaster to prime it, and then there's no rail up the front here. There's just this kind of fake non-rail where the kind of D-prime mechanism is. So I don't get that design choice. That rail should be up the front and not at the back, because this is where you need to grab the blaster to prime it. Obviously I've got a rail underneath there if you want to stick some kind of light or laser or pointer or something on there. And then the other, I don't know why it should prime at the front here as well. That should be the slide there, not back here. Because if you shoulder, admittedly it's very small to shoulder, but some people will. If you've got it shouldered, you then have to remove it from your shoulder to prime it. Whereas if it was up here, you can keep it shouldered and prime, but up here you have to remove it from your shoulder to prime and then go back up. Yep, which is strange one. You push it forward and then back. As again, a very strange decision. When we've all saw the pictures at first and we saw this part here, we kind of assumed that was the slide, but no, it's a kind of inverted slide, which is a strange design choice, I feel. I can't imagine it being any more difficult to make that front section a slide. But yeah, I don't know, strange choice. Colour-wise, it's got the same kind of design aesthetic as the Longshot Pro, but it's just in a teal instead of red. So you've got the kind of teal, grey and black with all the decals, and it's the kind of printed to shell texture that they use. It's very kind of matte, kind of almost textured finish on there. The same as the Longshot had, but we've got the kind of teal instead of red. No visible plunger tube at all in this one. I think if you saw, there's a video from Blaster Time a while ago, and he got an advanced version of this, and he took it apart, and the blaster tube is in a kind of oval shape rather than a round shape, just obviously to maximise volume and keep the blaster thin. So I'm not sure whether replacement plunger tubes are going to be available for this. Obviously they're very much needed in the Longshot Pro because the original plunger tubes were made of cheese and destroyed themselves fairly quickly after use, especially if you upgraded any parts on it. But there are obviously, there's easily plunger tubes are readily available, like the upgrade springs for the Longshot Pro, but obviously they're not going to be compatible with this because it's a different shape. But yeah, the pusher mechanism seems to be the same, very much the kind of the barrel must go down the plunger tube, I assume, and then it's got this kind of turnaround pusher at the back. So yeah, I just size-wise, this is kind of what I was expecting from it. I'm into my kind of smaller, more compact blasters just now, and I've been using the Unicorn as a sub 130 blaster. But again, the Unicorn, I've got it tuned to about 130 FPS, but still with the stock and everything, it's considerably bigger than this. I've also got a Spanf as well, but my Spanf needs a bit of fine tuning just now, so I've not really used it much. I just felt this as an off-the-shelf option would be great 130. It was just a shame it doesn't hit anywhere near 130 out the box. Unless we start seeing the 14 plus versions, hopefully I suspect they'll turn up in the States and elsewhere, and we might just be stuck with this low power version here in Europe and possibly in Australia if it makes it over there. But yeah, strange one. We've got safety underneath as well. there, which you can just use your finger to switch on and off. It just locks the trigger mechanism up. But yeah, other than that, other than the utter disappointment of its out of the box power, quite happy with it. Had it just came with that spring, the long shot spring in it, it'd have been so much better out of the box experience. But yeah, it'd be funny. We'll see what happens with that. Very easy to swap the spring, so if you do get the low power version, all you need is an upgrade spring for a few pounds, and literally it's a 5-minute job with a single screwdriver to replace it, and you're good to go. But anyway, so there we go. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this little video. I'll have some more pictures up on our Instagram page and stuff of this, so make sure you follow us over on Instagram and over on Facebook. Just search for Monkey Sean Collective, and you'd follow us and subscribe here on YouTube. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Goodbye.